Hey guys, welcome back. This is Dunk with another update video for TerraFirmaCraft Plus. We're going to be calling this Build 85. So it was actually supposed to be just a hotfix, but I ended up adding a bunch of stuff. So here we are, and that includes 4 new mobs. So we'll start with bighorn sheep. So we have a male and a female here. You might notice the horns look a little different than they did on the sheep. In fact, the sheep has different horns as well. These horns look a little bigger than they used to. We'll see that in a little bit. We also have a goat, which is an ibex. This is a female ibex. There's a male. You can see his nice big impressive horns. You can domesticate this into a goat. And that horse is kind of freaking out. If you find them and you can milk them, though not as often as you can milk a cow. At some point I may add, you get less milk from them, but currently it's just a full bucket of milk, but not as often. Next we have a warthog. So this is a variant of the pig that will spawn in the Americas, in Africa. The bighorn sheep is a variant of the sheep that will spawn in the Americas. They also do a little more damage than the regular mouflon does. And then finally we have the peccary, and this is the pig variant that spawns in the Americas. Technically peccaries are not pigs, they're kind of like a relative of the pig. Horse, you gotta stop that, buddy. Go to sleep or something. So those are the new animals we have. We'll get to this later. So we also have this going on here. You might see that we have a fire in this kind of box area, and there's a food preparation table here. So this is kind of a new thing you can do. I'm not going to say it's super efficient, but I can take this, wheat dough, put it in the fire. There's also some changes to how food temperature works. It's quite different. It's kind of hard to explain. But we leave that in there. The more enclosed the fire is, the faster this will work. So you can see it's slowly heating up. That's not actually how long it's going to take to cook, because this bar doesn't represent the cook timer anymore. It's a little different than that. Because temperature works in kind of a weird way now. Like, you could have negative temperatures before. You couldn't really have that. And also, the starting temperature for food is going to be the ambient temperature, which previously it was 0. So that's a little different. But this is kind of like a little oven, and I may work to improve this or how this works. But for now, it's kind of cool because you can actually see the food cooking. So once this does cook, we can come back later, take a look at this, and we'll see the bread there. So it's kind of cool. At some point I may make it that you really can't cook food in here, or bread at least, because you shouldn't be roasting your dough on an open fire. That's a little weird. You build an oven like this. So the effectiveness is dependent on having the structure around it. I've chiseled this one. You don't actually have to chisel it. The thickness of the walls matters just a little bit, because the fire, when it's looking for walls, it's not going to actually start right at the edge of its own block. It's going to start its search a little farther out. So if you actually if you made the walls too thin, it might actually look for the wall outside of the wall, which could be a problem. And then it wouldn't count the wall at all. So you still want a bit of thickness in the walls, but as long as you have some walls around it, it will heat up the bread a little faster. So there's that. We now, oh man, it's not morning yet. I'm gonna have to set the time to morning. So we'll do that. And then we'll find the horse. Yep, he's still jumping around. She's still jumping around. I gotta get on top of the horse. So horses walk a little differently than they used to. Previously it was, there were 2 speeds. You could press sprint to go fast, and otherwise your horse would go slow. So it doesn't really work that way. And in fact, the horse is not going to go whichever direction I'm looking. You may notice I'm looking around, the horse is not turning. So I just tap the W key, the horse will start to go. In fact, we can zoom out a little bit and see what that's like. If we hold the W key a little longer, the horse will go a little faster. Hold it a little longer again, and faster. Just hold the W key. And there we go, now we're going. And in fact, I can turn by pressing the left key, so that just makes the horse rotate. But I can be looking off any direction I want. And then I just press back to slow the horse down, and just press back again to stop. Could also, I can still walk backwards as well. Just, obviously not very fast. Horses not super great at that. So that is how horses work. So you can actually, if you have like a bow, you can like shoot off in that direction or that direction or whatever you want. He really wants to jump on those bushes. Okay, let's go back into first person. Check on this bread. Check on the fire. Fuel's probably fine. Yeah, I don't know how long that'll take. It'll take a little bit of time. And I may like adjust the mechanics of that. So the next thing we're going to talk about is, just to quickly mention, so roads now correctly work. There are some weird bugs with like the way snow rendered with roads. That's fixed. Animals used to fall through roads. That's fixed. Horses now get a speed bonus from roads, so that's cool too. At some point I'll be adding like horseshoes that you can put on the horses, because you got to protect their hooves if they're walking on hard surfaces like stone roads, and or stone in general. And then the next thing is kind of like a long requested update. There are 2 new fruit trees in this update, which you saw the saplings for here. So we have the coconut and the fig. So the fig was not requested. I just wanted to add it because I wanted to have like a tropical African fruit tree. And figs are found all over Africa. So the palm, and let's just plant this one right there. So there we go, coconut palm. Let's just skip the time ahead a bunch. Let's go check on our... Are you done yet? No? Oh, it's getting there. So yeah, you can see here, this bar on the bottom is actually like, it shows how cooked the food is. So now that that's showing up, that's meaning this dough is getting quite close to being done. It will actually say cooked dough for a little bit. I'm not really... That's the discrepancy between the temperature at which this food thinks it should be cooked, and you can see cooked wheat dough. But I'm not super against that. I mean, it's not like it instantaneously turns into a loaf of bread. So it won't be too long now before that'll turn into a loaf of bread. So I'm not really calling that a bug. This is kind of just like, slightly crusty dough is how you could think of that right now. Anyway, so we planted our fruit saplings. We'll just leave... we'll leave the stuff in the oven over there for a while. And let's do, like, time set summer. So that guy's going to grow. This fig tree's going to start to grow. We might do that again. Check on these things. Very light. Yeah, let's do that one more time. Oh, in fact, let's actually look at the horns here. You can see this guy's grown much nicer, larger horns. We check on the goat. Where'd the goat go? The ibex. Yeah, this guy's got big, big horns now. Almost curling around towards its back. The female here just has the same size horns from before. Oh yeah, there you go. So the bread's now all cooked, so we can take that out. So, I mean, I'm not sure that's faster than this. It may be a little faster if you're looking at... I mean, I think just given how temperature works. But that's just... It's kind of like an experiment. We're going to, kind of like a preview of some things that are going to happen in the cooking update. Anyway, let's set time ahead another year. Whoop, and there goes the coconut tree. So you might notice this looks a lot like a regular palm tree. It is skinnier than palm trees used to be. All palm trees do look like this, though. They are skinnier like that as they go up, which I think looks quite nice. Fig tree is starting to grow leaves, leaf blocks. You can see there up in the tooltip what that looks like. And then we might want to go to find out when this tree's going to grow. And I believe it's September. If we go time set, well, might be actually October. Yeah, so October is when it starts to get coconuts on it. And in fact, there is, you might wonder how do you get up there. There's a new mechanic with palm trees, or if you go up to the palm tree, you hold shift, you can start to climb up it. If I let go of shift, I'm just going to drop though. The third person view for this is a little wonky. I think because of just, it thinks that you've got your face on a block, so it's going to do some weird flickery shit. So don't go into third person to do this. So the coconuts are just starting to grow now. So we're just going to slowly get back down by releasing shift like that. Just drop our way back down. If you had a rope in your hand, then If you have a rope in your hand when you're climbing like that, you'll climb a little bit faster, and you won't drop when you let go of shift, unless you're like away from the tree. You'll just slowly be able to go back down. So if you have a rope, which in fact I think I do have a rope, so you can see we climb faster, and then when we let go, we go down slower. So if you have a rope, you can climb fast. You can climb better up at the palm tree, but you don't need it to get up there. It's just a little more dangerous if you let go. So I think it's going to be like, what, April? Is it April for them to be fruiting? So yeah, you can see the coconuts are a lot bigger now. So let's get the ropes so we can get up there. So I believe you guys not done yet? It may not have updated. Is it April or is it May? I don't oh crap. Yeah, it seems that we would have just fallen there. Let's go to May. Now, are you ready? I was changing it around a bit. There it goes. So it just dropped, or it should have. Oh no, it didn't, because May is too late. That's right. It is April. It needs to figure out when it's actually got some fruit on it. Okay. This thing, you can see it's got some figs growing on it. These are not ripe. These are unripe figs. They kind of just grow in little bunches like that. Figs are super weird with like these little wasps that have to like, come inside of them for them to produce fruit. Okay, hurry up. Hurry up. Grow some... Do I have to like place a block next to it? Is that going to cause an update? I mean, normally I could just wait. There it goes. Okay. So that caused a block update. Now these are ready to harvest. So if I press that, all the coconuts will drop to the ground. You can pick them up. So, we'll need a knife and an axe. Bread's rotting away. We're gonna go into debug mode. Then we're gonna go into survival mode. Man, it's kind of annoying though that I can see. So the temperature on these is just because it's showing up a little bit of temperature there. It's just related to how temperature kind of works with food now. So we're going to take coconut and a knife. I'll give it some straw. And this kind of coconut was looking at different ways to make getting juice out of the coconut a thing. It's weird because it's a food item, not a regular item, and how does that work? Can you drink out of it? What do you get when you drink out of it? It's weird. I'm gonna have to think more about that. So that's not gonna be part of this update. At some point there will be the coconut milk, coconut water, coconut juice, whatever. But for now, there's not. So now that we have that, we take a coconut, take an axe, we get the coconut meat, which is, food, coconut shells. Coconut shells have a use. You have two of them in your hand, you can make a galloping sound of a horse. That's just a Monty Python reference. We can also turn them into a bowl. This is not a ceramic bowl, this is a different kind of bowl. Just called a bowl. It doesn't break, unlike a ceramic bowl. But you can use it for the same things. You can, get honey out of it. You can't, I believe, you can't turn it into a pan. Like, it's not a bowl you can pan with. But you can't eat out of it. You can make salads in it. So that's that. So not all palm trees are this, right? Like, this is a specifically coconut palm. It looks a lot like a palm tree. If you find it in the wild, you might mistake it for a palm tree. If it's not, doesn't have coconuts on it at the time. But it is not a palm tree. Palm trees are still their own plant that just look just like this. So just keep that in mind when you guys are going and you see a tree. It might be a palm tree, it might be a coconut tree. There's no real way to know. Let's quickly, I don't know what's my time set. Say, I don't remember what season these grow in. If I go to September, what happens? Is that the right time? Oop, yeah, I got a fig off of this thing. Yeah, alright, so there's a fig, it's just a fruit. You can eat it. Nothing special there. You can make juice out of figs. Like I said, there's no coconut juice. You can make wine out of figs, make brandy out of figs, just like the other fruits. And that's about it. So that's this update. I don't believe there's anything else to talk about. I mean, I did fix temperature on the forge, so when you're making things in the forge, that's a little different. I don't remember if I mentioned this in this video, but last week, or a week ago, I lost my job, so I'm kind of out of work now. It does mean I have a little more time to be working on this mod. It also means I don't really have a source of income right now, so I will remind you guys that I have Patreon. You know, no, you don't have to support me on Patreon. I mean, this mod will always be completely free. But if you would like to hit me up, that'd be appreciated. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this update. If there's any more bugs, which I'm sure there will be, or something I've missed, please report it on Discord. There's like a little process we got set up, and I go through them before I release a version, and I try to fix as many as I can. So thanks for playing, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.